We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my phone. All I need now. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish? You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. Something about this feels wrong. I don't know why the board would ever conduct such an experiment, unless they're working on some kind of hibernation technology. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly zero progress. I know! I've suspected as much for years. Of course, I don't expect the board to do a thing about it. They've been driving our colony to the brink of destruction for decades. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. If we don't put a stop to them, thousands of colonists are going to die. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the... Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's our bitty little ship supposed to skip it?
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use your own ship to power up the Hope skip drive. Your navigational computer can handle the rest.
Experimental methods for killing noxious life forms are not covered under this unit's limited liability agreement.
Well said, whatever you are. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. Certainly. Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but the board might notice, possibly, depending. It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest... You absolutely should. Sarcasm. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted track. The enemy is bound to discover my hideout sooner or later. I'm prepared for that eventuality. This is just my way of buying myself a little time. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defenses. That should do it. You've bought me more than enough time.
Crew report. Yoka, you have a message from Adjutant.
I'm impressed, Captain. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Come visit me in Byzantium. Because I'm not in the business of arresting. Meet me in my office.
Adjutant Akande has ended her... We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince. If your calculations are even slightly off, or the sun. If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on his side. Captain, I hope.
That ought to do her, Captain.
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Nobody would be so stupid as to fly to the ass end of the colony for this derelict. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds.
Reminder, uniform maintenance will result in pay. Unexpected noise identified.
What? What was that? Not so bad! I don't recognize you. Are you new here? Oh, hell, no one informed me of any surprise inspection. Oh, of course, I'll just don't make more paperwork for me, alright?
Oh, sweet. Worker, you are not authorized to access. Records indicate you have already been. Error. Binary detected. Binary has been deprecated. Citripanary. Error.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found.
Incoming!
Good news, customer. All germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
Remember, your needs have been provided.
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My constellation execute. Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found one. Are you sure? That is and also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my... Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2. Doing it. I mean, affirmative.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that have...
That is what my captain is...
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible.
Yes.
You should not be doing this.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Oh, we are still alive and have successfully slipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
I don't recognize you. I'm just trying to... Don't make more paperwork for me, all right?
I don't recognize you. I'm just trying... get... Don't test me, Runley.
Captain, I shall now play the
Thank the law you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure the board, all their You fucking pigs!
It would seem the recording captured some rather... How can I be... Forgive me, Captain. Was there another... Captain Hawthorne, I have been programmed. Alex... We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
One order of frickin' fan coming up.
Everyone all right? Oh, you got that?
Crew members Ellie and Max. Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with...
Doc Wells never hurt nobody. Just a kindly old fella living by his lonesome up in the rings, tinkering at his table. The board just couldn't leave him be.
Mr. Phineas is just about the only person with power trying to do any kind of good in Halcyon. We gotta bust him out.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
Captain, come on. Even I've heard of the biggest prison the colony's ever seen. And on some occasions
But since no one ever makes it out, this is all...
The armed surveillance protocols on a maximum security prison planet are highly I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclination.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again.
Let's just do it. Kick down.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus...
It's the and I mean that as a...
You didn't hire...
I think...
I know it's...
You're asking...
Let Sam get...
The entire plan is a terrible idea.
We gonna prepare? Sure. Guess I could give my ass-kicking boots another coat of polish.
The fewer folks we got to hurt, the better. Maybe on our way out, we'll...
Sure, boss. You do...
I swear, next time we put in... Oh.
Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite... The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
All right. She's... Oh, my hands have finally... Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the canner. He was probably half as tall as I was.
He didn't scold you for talking back to him?
Nah, he was never like that. I always thought it was funny when I get indignant about something. Then he'd watch me do whatever it was, make sure I didn't get hurt, but he'd never interfere. I learned a lot that way.
I wish I could have met him. Anyone who helped shape you must have been a special person.
Some.
You're adjusting before you pull.
Okay, Captain, she's gone. I'm near about vibrating. I'm so excited. So she got here, and, well, she sneezed. She said, "Wow, new soap?" And I was like, "Yeah, rose-ish." Turns out it tickled her nose. Oops. And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread. She stood stock still and just said, "Oh, real soft." Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating. And then she blinked and said, "Is that dustback casserole?" I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarch person. Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain. I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted, strong, smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like... Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And then she sneezed again. On a... It's all on your account, you know? Imagine if you... I don't know nothing about the Vickers capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.